Good morning, Professor and fellow classmates. My name is Rick Renaud. Today I'm going to be talking about the topic of work-life balance. And I know you may be thinking to yourself, balance at work? Yeah, right. The typical word to describe a day as a floor nurse at the hospital would probably be chaos. The demands of our job seem to be increasing every day, and so are the demands on the body. Now, I'm not talking about trying to fix our jobs. I'm just talking about what we can do to help balance out our life a little bit. There are some things that we can do to help prepare us to be the best nurses that we can be. Now, the first part I'm going to be talking about is going to be diet. While we're very good at educating patients on what they should eat to try to promote the best healthy lifestyle, unfortunately sometimes we are not the best role models at that. On a typical shift, there's barely enough time to even sit down to eat, and trying to go somewhere to get something healthy is not really something feasible that we can do. We work these long shifts, and the last thing we want to do is go home and cook a good meal. So what we end up doing, going to fast food, picking up something that's got a lot of fat in it, a lot of carbs in it, a lot of salt in it, all things that aren't good for us. So one of the solutions for this is to plan ahead and do what they call meal planning. When your day's off, try to go 2 or 3 days ahead of time, cook some meals, store them in Tupperware. You can put them in the fridge or put them in the freezer. That way, when you come home from these long shifts, you can pop it in the microwave while you're in the shower, rinsing off the hospital, and then when you get out, you'll have something decent to eat. That tends to be, it's difficult to do, but with proper planning, it can really help. That way you can get the nutrients you need, and that'll at least take care of that aspect. Now, the second aspect I'm going to be talking about is exercise. Exercise is very important to us. We tell the patients every day, you got to exercise, you got to get it, it's good for your heart. But unfortunately, a lot of us just don't do it. It's hard to get to the gym. The last thing you want to do after a demanding shift on your body, walking around all day, is to go to the gym on the way home. It doesn't even cross our mind. We know about the benefits of it, though. It helps to relieve stress, and it helps to increase stamina for those long shifts. So I'm a firm believer in convenience for exercise. I think if it's not convenient, then it's not going to be effective. A lot of times our time is limited on our days off, and you won't driving 20 minutes to the gym, drive 20 minutes back, that's 40 minutes. Well, you could get a good cardio workout at the house from YouTube, HIIT training, or go for a jog just as good to relieve stress in that short amount of time. Now, if your feet are sore and your joints are sore, swimming is also a good alternative to getting some exercise to relieve stress. It's very important, whatever works best for you is that you can stick with, is what you should go with. Now, the last aspect I'm going to talk about is disconnecting. When you're not at work, it's important to try to disconnect from it. Come home, maybe watch TV, movies, binge watch some shows, listen to music to try to just disconnect from the job. I know that's tough to do. Sometimes we spend so much of our time immersed in a patient's care or managing their care that it is hard to disconnect. But it's important to do it. We need our time to ourselves. Taking time off. Right now it's a busy season. Lots of people are seeing overtime, seeing money. Keep an eye on it to make sure you don't schedule too many days in a row. That way you can have adequate rest in between shifts. Another thing is vacations or staycations, whichever one. It's time to yourself. You need it. We got to re-energize after these stressful days at the hospital to be refreshed for another day at the hospital to be the best we can. It's necessary to have that self-time to rejuvenate. We spend so much time taking care of other people, putting our self-time on the back burner, that we can forget sometimes. But this can lead to nurse fatigue, decreased focus, and these are things that we just can't afford to do. So it's important. Get some time to yourself, self-care. So 3 things: diet, exercise, and time off for real. They'd be keys to success to help you be the best nurse you can be. Thanks.